Digital People.
Hello friends, thanks all for your positive feedback. This week we are going to discuss Chapter 6 Configuration Management. Configuration management as a script is to maintain all the release definition in the form of variables. If there is a change in the configuration, then it is only a few changes in the setup rather changing each possible file. It also helps to secure the production secret keys as the deployment tools rather maintaining it in a text file. Provisioning infrastructure by the tool is always more reliable, so we could avoid repeated issues. There are two concepts will come under configuration management. 1. Configuration as code. This is the best approach to maintain any configurations on a central repository. The config file that is checked into a central repository should sync with the production configuration. This helps us change in one file and auto-replicate in production. 2. Infrastructure as code. Infrastructure as code is to spin up and down the servers through automated configuration management. Configuration as code. For example, adding a new port in the firewall is as easy as editing a text file in the central repository. So the automated release pipeline will pick those changes and replicate across the system. This behavior helps us to avoid manual changes in the environment. In the manual scenario, the production support team has to change the file to route the traffic in the load balancing system for any activity. So this manual change increases the downtime window. Also, manual interventions always introduce high-severity defects. To reduce this effort and defects, changes deployed as a script is the right solution. So the script will reduce the downtime and helps to avoid the issues. Benefits. Bugs are reproducible by continuously using this configuration as a code. The configuration changes become consistent. Infrastructure as code. The IT team usually do OS patch upgrade on the servers. Consider the worst case scenario, the OS upgrade goes wrong on server A to go down. This situation makes the drastic load on another server B. Now the situation is to spin up a new server with a configuration of A. In such a situation, provisioning the new server with manual steps will cause an outage. This is a good learning situation for the infrastructure team to use a configuration tool. So it would be a fraction of a second to provision new server with the configuration of same as server A. In DevOps, infrastructure as code provides the solution for this type of situation along with the process. But, it is also best practice to ensure that the tool has gone through consistent testing. There are many tools available in the market to do infrastructure as code. The tools are Vagrant, Ansible, Puppet, Chef, Docker, PowerShell DSC, Python scripting, etc. Benefits. Consistent server setup across the environment. Elements of the easy creator and scaled. Updates of environment infrastructure creation are fully automated. Treat the infrastructure as software. Infrastructure as software leverage the organizations to concentrate on delivering reliable products. Having this as a concept, there are many cloud service providers who provide infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So an organization can only concentrate on customer needs. IaaS, there are multiple cloud computing service providers, AWS, Azure, GCP, etc., from which an organization can choose based on their need. All these cloud services are up to mark on supporting any kind of application to run on the cloud. The organization will get infrastructure on the cloud rather spending in set up own data center. I have provided the reference links in the show notes. Organization can also use the services like administration and database management system on the cloud. So an organization not required to manage infra but only manage the application that they hosted. But in this service, there is a limitation for legacy applications. SaaS, software as a service provided by any organization from small scale to large scale. Provisioning virtual machine. Technology helps infrastructural management easy. The virtual machines concept ease the system admin workload and hardware resources. There are tools like Puppet, Chef, Ansible, Vagrant and Salt provision new virtual machines in minutes. Say, there are requirements for the developer to test the new project in the WAD environment. Since it is a minor project, the bare least configuration of the virtual machine is more than enough. For this requirements, the VM specialist will provision the VM by copying the template through the vCenter tool with necessary information. The latter process is to set up the IP and VLAN, WAF, internal and external firewall based on need. The storage team will create LUN ID on SAN for the new VM. After this, the system admin will perform server hardening. And then the test environment will be ready after all these steps have been completed. In this whole process, except new VM provisioning, rest all process may still be a manual process and time-consuming. Rather, if we have an automation tool in place to provision the VM using Catalog, Puppet, or Cookbook Chef or generic desired state configuration script, the system engineer of DevOps can provision the whole virtual machines in one click. Nowadays, there are organizations like Cloudera, Hortonworks, etc. that packaged the Big Data Hadoop environment as Quick Start VM for the starters. The infrastructure is revolutionizing the hardware utility. Running a single application on high-configuration servers, change from physical machine to virtual machine and Docker container. Containers. The container is the platform to package the software and deploy on any machines. The containerized applications are platform-independent which can run on any operating system. The container makes the application be portable, secure and cost-saving. Kubernetes, a container orchestration tool, eases the full cycle of the deployment process in an automated manner. It is to auto-scale and manage the containerized application. Currently, Docker and CoreOS RKT are the container service providers. Refer the below link for more details. I have provided the reference links in the show notes. So in the Agile of DevOps world, the configuration of infrastructure is well streamlined and automated with varieties of tools and technologies. So the developer can provision their own infrastructure for their application by themselves. They can also package the application in the form of a container with all the necessary application configuration. It gives the complete freedom of planning even the load balancing for the application. Hope this chapter helps you to understand the configuration management concept in DevOps. If so, why not share this video with your friends?